All right, everybody, we are live on both channels. I pulled it off, and I am super excited to see all of you guys today. Now, just a reminder for IG, I am going live via my app as well, and I have some more detailed visuals on that platform, and I have the comments up bigger, so I'll be able to answer those questions easier. So if you want to flip over to the Bod by Bree app, it might be a little bit of a better experience, but I wanted to make sure I was live on IG as well, and I'm like looking at a million different places going, okay, we're here. So welcome in, everybody. On the Bod by Bree app, will you guys give me a thumbs up, because I just have my microphone right here and I want to make sure you guys can hear me effectively. So give me a thumbs up if you can. And I'm just going to catch up on some of these comments that I have first on the Bod by Bree app. You guys are all in here today. Hi Maria, hi Heather, hi Naomi. Oh my gosh. Hi you guys. And then everybody on Instagram. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, is that Liliana? Hi, what's up, girl? Okay, guys, well, oh, hi, Joseph. And here's what we're here to do today. So as you can see, I'm on a brand new set. I am so super excited that we have a brand new set. Hold on, I'm just gonna do one thing. There we go. I am so super excited that we have a brand new set. Hi, Stacy. For a brand new program. So what we're gonna do right now, I always love to kick off new programs with a little bit of a Q&A as well as program information. So the way I'm gonna structure this today is I'm going to give all the program information, and then I will take all of your questions. So if you wanna have your questions ready, I will ask, and because we're on two different platforms, oh, thank you, Naomi. I'm gonna go ahead and cue, okay, Bod by Bree app. I'm gonna take your questions, and then Instagram Live, I will take your questions as well. So we're gonna structure it, very structured, I should say, just so that we can keep everything streamlined. But what I'm gonna cover first is just the general program overview. And for those of you guys that have taken programs with me before, and if you haven't, it's also still such a great change up. So I'm gonna go over kind of just first the initial highlights of what this program is. As many of you guys know, we've done a lot of programs to date, and every program has a little bit of a different focus, and they all have different protocols. Now the reason that I do that is because our body, we hold each protocol for 4 to 6 weeks, and that's enough time for our body to really get the benefit of that specific protocol, and then we'll change it up. But we do hold protocols for a good amount of time because that's when your body really sees the change. But as you know, and let me just take a step back and just kind of give this perspective, how many of you guys go, you know what, there's so much information out there, I never know how many days to train. Do I do upper, do I do lower, do I do full, do I do this rep range, do I take these rest periods? There's so much information, right? Well, the good news is it's all good information. It's not like there is one way to do things or one size fits all. There is a time and a season and a place for all different types of protocols and all different types of training. And that's why you have me, because I put together programs that all differ, but at really good intervals. So with that being said, we have never done this specific protocol for strength ever, and I'm gonna give you the program highlights. There's so much to share. I'm like, where do I begin? So I'll go to my doc. So program highlights. This program is and by the way, it's called Strong Sculpt because that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna sculpt your strongest body. This program is highly focused on strength and mobility. There are customizable ways that you can make this work for absolutely every schedule and every level. So one thing as a programmer and creator that I am always thinking about is, how do I make something that is going to work for a large group. So there's different schedules. Everybody has different things going on in their lives. Everybody has different levels that they're coming in at. So how do I make this so customizable and have so many options built into it so that absolutely anybody can go, you know what, I'm in. I want to do this for the next 4 weeks. And so this program is also highly customizable, which I'll explain as we get into the session details. There are 5 main workouts a week, and they range from 22 to 25 minutes. So they're really, really possible to fit into any schedule. And I will say, because we've been doing programs now for a couple years, I've gotten the feedback, and trust me, I love feedback. I listen to all the feedback. And so I've taken a lot of the feedback to go, okay, that's kind of a sweet spot. The 22 and 25 is actually towards the back half of the 4 weeks, but initial week. The 22 minutes is digestible, it's doable, it's something that you can fit into your schedule. I think one of the direct quotes that one of our members said in the last, we're actually in it right now, was that, you know, when I see that it's just 22 minutes, it's so easy to push play on that. And that truly is the case. So I wanted to make sure that it was something doable. And there's 5 days, and those 5 days are strength and mobility focused. So as I get into the workout specifically, that's something we have also never ever done, is mix mobility into our sessions. It's always been extra. And I just had this gut feeling that there might be some folks that just skip out on mobility and do other workouts. So it's mixed in, but it's very strategic. So I'm gonna explain that as we get into the workout details. So back to just the program highlights. You have 5 main workouts every single week. Then we have optional add-on sessions, and those are gonna range from 10 to 15 minutes. And again, I will be going over exactly what those details are. And this program also has a more robust nutrition support. Now, it's not customized like one-on-one. For those of you guys that work with me one-on-one, that is very customized. This is very general, but it's a little bit more detailed than we've ever done. Previous programs, I've had just a 1-pager in our program guide. This is a little bit more of a detailed focus. And I'm just gonna highlight right here too, for those of you guys that sign up for the early bird, which starts today after this live and then ends on Friday, if you sign up for the early bird, you actually have access to a bonus week where we're gonna do some of these nutrition sessions live. If you don't sign up for the early bird, you will get the replays when the program starts. So that's just kind of an added benefit of doing the early bird and jumping in. And really, it's me saying, hey, if you're gonna make the commitment and you're gonna go, I'm in, then join me live for these sessions so that we can do some Q&As as well. So that's kind of a little side note to that. And I'll detail that out more as we get through this session. Then there's also going to be supporting nutrition videos, and I'll mention that as we get to that doc coming up next, or in 2 slides. And then there's also optional nutrition add-ons. And with the nutrition add-on, you actually get access to weekly support, and we'll do some weekly lives for that as well. For those of you guys that are nutrition one-on-one clients with me now, you're gonna get access to all this no matter what you're in. It's all included because we already get to work together. And then there's also gonna be exclusive weekly lives. Now, a question I get all the time is, are the workouts pre-recorded or are they live? I always pre-record every workout because we are so fortunate. We have so many folks from all over the world that come in and we do this together. So every workout is pre-recorded, but if you'd like to have a little bit of extra support or you wanna just join a live and have fun, this program will have some specific weekly workouts for those 4 weeks to just support it. Maybe you wanna do the workout live and it just makes it more fun. Just before we get into the details, I wanna give the highlight program overview as far as like, what does this program cost? Hi, everybody coming in. I'm looking at IG. I'm turning you guys so I'm a little bit more center for you. It's challenging, by the way, to have a horizontal view and a vertical view and stay in frame. It was a fun setup here today. Okay, early bird pricing. And trust me, if you have any inkling that you want to join this program, you want to join with the early bird because then you get access to the bonus week, which starts next week. Early bird, member, $39. You guys know, it's just a little upgrade from your membership, and then non-members, $69. That's all included. That's everything that I'm gonna cover. That's everything I already talked about and everything I'm gonna cover, all wrapped up into one. I mean, when you think about personal training session, those of you guys that have done personal training sessions, that's way less than one personal training session, and that is 4 weeks of workouts, and the nutrition piece is really huge. Program rate after that, member rate will just bump up to 49 and oops, did I just write? I did that, I didn't write non-member. Non-member goes to 89. IG's like, what? On the other platform, I have a slide up. So non-member is 89. Again, just reiterating, the early bird pricing, if you jump in on that, you're gonna get the schedule. I'll put it out on Friday, and you're gonna have access to bonus workouts and joining the nutrition. And it's habit and nutrition live sessions. Okay, I'm gonna take quick questions before we switch over. And on Bod by Bree platform, I'm gonna go ahead and check it out. If you have any questions, drop it in there, and then I'll come to you, IG. So let's see. Oh, I love it. Naomi says, I make it difficult to not make the commitment. That makes me so happy. That is my goal. My goal is really, you guys, to give you a plan that is science-based, really safe and sound, digestible and doable with the amount of time you invest into it, and fun, and we do it together. So I'm so happy. That really is my goal. And Joseph says, I can try it. Yes, let's go. Tamara says, strength and mobility is such a great combo. I agree. And next slide, we're gonna get into the details of the actual workouts. Okay, Instagram. Tony's asking about the weather. Well, hey, I will answer any question for this part of the Q&A. He says, it's hot in Michigan. How's the weather here? You know, it's overcast right now in Southern California. It could be that I'm a little bit closer to the beach than I was previously because I just moved, but yeah, it's been a little overcast. I'm waiting for the weather to get a little more sunny. Come on. Heather says, are the strength classes full body or upper lower specific? Good question. I'm looking at Heather. Next slide, I'm covering the details of the workouts. So are you guys ready? Let's go into the details of the workouts. I feel like that's the most exciting and probably what you're thinking the most about. Like, what are these workouts going to entail, Bree? What are you gonna have us do? Well, I will say one thing. We have done many programs where we had these just combination moves where, again, there's a place, there's a season, and there's a reason for everything that we do. But this program is super straightforward. Now, I do a lot of overviews for this, so as you get into the program, you're gonna have a lot of guides and supporting videos that are gonna tell you what to expect. So just a high-level view, the 5 main workouts, they are very focused on a specific muscle group and a split. So here's how it goes. Day 1, it's gonna be focused on your back and a little bit of chest. Now, I do a little bit of chest and more back because typically all day, we're doing a lot of forward flexion. And so I like to give a little bit more focus to the posterior chain. So it is a little bit more back heavy, but we do get a little chest in there because, hey, our chest is still a muscle group. So we want to train it, but I like the ratio to be skewed a little bit higher for your back. Day number 2, we're going to focus on your booty, your glutes. Day number 3, we're going to focus on your shoulders and your core. Day 4, we're going to focus on your legs. Day 5, which is the last day, we're going to focus on your arms and your abs. So one thing I want to note is you have 3 upper body days, 2 lower body days, but the lower body days are only one muscle, well, only focused on the legs. So I wanted to give you a little bit more recovery time. 22 to 25 minutes is how long each session is for each split. Again, single muscle group focused. This program has longer rest periods. So when we talk about the protocols and we talk about the science behind it, you guys know, and I'm sure you're familiar with, you have your rep range, you have what type of resistance you're gonna pick up. Another factor that comes into play is how long are you resting between your sets? And believe me, it really does matter. And I don't think, and this is where the mobility piece comes in, I don't think that you want to do a coached workout with me where we sit on the bench for a couple minutes and just kind of chat, walk around our space, right? So I'm always balancing how do we give our bodies enough rest, but how do we also maximize our time together? So rest periods are going to be filled with mobility. And in order to ensure that you're getting the full recovery for the muscle group that we are training in that specific workout, we're gonna be doing mobility for the other side of the body. So, example, on your back day, on the rest periods, we're doing hip mobility. That's also gonna cue you up for your booty day that's coming up the next day. So it's definitely making sure that you are resting your upper body, and we're getting the full 60 to 120 seconds. So we're getting 1 to 2 minutes of rest, depending upon what block we're in, for the muscle group that we're training. I anticipate that you are going to be unlocking different new results for your body with the increased rest periods. You might find that you can also pick up a little bit more weight because you have more rest. But there's one caveat, and I just want to say it live now. I reiterate it in the program overview videos and workout overview videos. You might not feel the same sweat that you have in some of our other workouts, and you might not feel the same like heart rate increase, but I want to assure you that it is going to be it's actually going to be different and better strength gains. So sometimes I feel that we measure our workout effectiveness on how tired do I feel, how sweaty am I, and how high was my heart rate. And that is great for HIIT training. And that is great for some of our full body combination moves. But when you're focused on just building, and this is a strong sculpt, when you're focused on just muscle strength and building, you want more rest periods, you want more direct focus on your strength sets, and you might not have that same heart rate feel, and you might not feel as exhausted after, and it's okay. You're still gonna be making fantastic progress, I promise. So I know you trust me at this point. I hope you do. So just follow it, hit those 5 days, and you might be like, I feel great, and I'm getting really, really great results. So it's brand new, and I just want you guys to lean in and trust me on that. Now, in addition to that, you can stack workouts as well. This is the customizable piece. If you're like 5 days, I don't know if I can carve out 5 days. Totally fine. Stack them together, create 3 days. And because there's 5 workouts, you'll have 3 days where you're stacking 2, and then the last day, you just have 1. And you can organize your schedule, honestly, however you want. I give you the calendar, and it's my suggestion, but you can make whatever type of schedule you want to make that's going to work for you. That's one thing that's always really important to me with all programs that I do. And I always say this, with great customization comes a great responsibility to create the schedule that works for you. But if you ever have questions, I'm also always there for you. You can reach out, you can email me, you can message me in app, you can post in our chat, ask questions. I will help you customize your schedule if you're like, this is what I want to focus on, this is the time I have. I'm happy to help. I'm honestly here to help you guys through the entire program. And now I'm going to get some of these questions that I see coming in. Yes, Tamara says, love the single muscle groups. Heather loves the splits. We like the mobility in there. I love it. Ooh, Dixie, good question. This sounds perfect for menopausal women. Focus on strength. Is that correct? Yes, yes. Strength training is so important, absolutely. And it is so, it's so doable. And it is, like I said, the workouts, the exercises are so streamlined. There's some fun little combos in there. I mean, we're gonna do a little bit of some wide curl extensions, but they're very focused lifts, which also gives you an opportunity to really hone in on your form and perfect your form and just get the most out of every rep. I talk a lot in the workouts about the mind-muscle connection. So I'm so excited for this program, you guys. Can you tell? Okay, now the main program is 5 splits, 5 workouts. I know you well enough by now that I know you're like, okay, but what else? Because I know we got a lot of stack loving members. And if Helen's on, or when Helen sees this, I'm thinking about you. I like to give options too. So if you are like, okay, 5 is great, I got that dialed, I want a little bit more, I always give you more add-on workouts, but these are optional. So if you're also coming in, you're like, that's a lot, I could do 5 and I don't know if I can do any more. Totally fine. I have a separate area in our portal where you're gonna find extra workouts, and these are add-ons. So you're gonna have more mobility, and those are gonna be 10 to 15 minutes, and you can also use those as warm-ups. And they're also going to be some of the same movements you see in your workouts. So if you want to add in more mobility, you're going to have those options. You're going to have 5 different options for that. You're going to have more stretch. So this can be an extended stretch if you want to do an extended cool down, because the warm-up and cool downs, I'll just say, are super quick in these sessions. So this is a way you can add on to that. You'll have 3 stretch and quick hit finishers. So I typically always have hit mixed into the main program guide. It's not mixed into the guide this time. The guide, this is just focused mostly on strength and mobility. But I do know we love our hit training, and I'm all about heart health. So in addition to the lives, because we do cardio and hit every single week live, so I also wanted to make sure that you can still get those in and not feel like you're battling between, do I do the program hit or do I do the weekly live? What do I do? So the weekly lives that we do, mix those in as usual, and you should be able to seamlessly move it into this program. But if you also want to do some quick finishers or just some quick 10-minute hits, I'm going to have some 10-minute finishers available for you, 4 total, and that way you can just mix them into your workouts if you want, and you can do it as many times as you want, and they can be standalone. Naomi says, would it be better to stack 2 sculpt days or hit and sculpt? So I would prioritize all of your strength and sculpt workouts over anything, and then just add in the hit if you have time or if you feel so inclined. And always do your hit, if you're pairing it on a day, after your strength. So I know a lot of people always ask me, which way do I do it? Do I do hit first? Both are great. For this program, I want you to do your hit after, because I want you to give all of your energy, all of your strength and stamina first to your strength workouts. Okay, exclusive lives as well. They're going to be a mix. We're going to do some strength, we're going to do some mobility, and we're also going to do some low impact hit mixed in. And those are going to be available for everybody that's in this program. And those are add-ons, those are extra. All of the content that you will mix into your day and your week is pre-recorded for you. Naomi says, why? Are you saying why would it be better to do, okay, I'll tell you, for the strength, the reason you might want to, or I want us to do our hit after, is because I want all of your focus and all of your energy to be ready for your strength. Okay, guys, IG, how you guys doing? I feel like I'm leaving you hanging because I'm looking. I have a big TV up with all of their questions. Oh, what's up, Gideon? Hi. I don't see any direct questions in IG at the moment, so I'm going to keep rolling. Make sure I don't cover my mic with my hair. And just a reminder, if you are logging into IG and you're like, what's going on? I don't see any documents on the screen. Yay, hi Gideon. Go to Bod by Bree app, because I have a wider shot and I have some overlays and some slides up. Okay, so we have covered the program overview. We've covered the workout details. So now let's talk about the extra habit and nutrition support. So I mentioned at the beginning of this that, when we were going over the program guide, that there's extra habit nutrition support than what we have typically done. It is still very general because, as you guys know, nutrition is very, very individual, but there are ways that I can give a lot of really great overall general advice, and this is gonna help support the results that you get. So I wanna take a step back and I wanna tell you that movement and strength training does change your body, but if you don't change what you are eating and you don't change your lifestyle habits, you might be leaving stuff on the table that you could be making changes in your body, and you might actually not be getting the ultimate results that you could get if you made some little tweaks. So it's very important for this program. We're doing unique stuff with our strength and our mobility mixed in, so we're gonna focus a little bit heavier on our habit and nutrition support. So here's what you have with the program. So you're gonna have you're gonna have some guides. So in the actual manual, you're gonna have, and it's not called a manual, that sounds so clinical, a program guide. In your program guide, you're gonna have some specific pages dedicated towards habit and nutrition. It's gonna cover a general macro overview. So like, what are macros? Why are they important? I hear people talk about, you know, what my macros are. What are they? So I'm gonna do a very general macro overview. I'm gonna give you my top nutrition tips that I recommend you mix in to this program for the 4 weeks to try to just create the best environment for results for you. And I'm also gonna talk about the best habits that will allow you to feel your best and not take away from your results. So if you're like, well, what do you mean by that? Water, sleep, getting your steps in every day, meditation. There's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna mix in because it's so much more than our strength training. And IG, you see me pointing here. Everybody else can see. I got my dumbbells right there. Movement is a piece of the puzzle, but habits and nutrition really help pull it all together. And have you ever heard the term, you can't out-train a poor diet? It is so true. So I really wanted to focus a little bit more on giving you some more dedicated tools and support so that you can get the most out of these 4 weeks. And long term, to be honest. We know it takes 21 days to make a habit stick, so why don't we give it 30 and really make it stick for sure. Crystal, super excited for this program. We'll be able to see the whole, yes, good question. So Crystal on IG is saying, can I catch the replay of this Q&A? Absolutely. It will be posted in app. It'll also be on Instagram as well, but I highly suggest you go check out the app view. Heather, super excited. Sounds perfect for what I'm needing at the moment. Yay, I love it. Heather, heart you. I'm so glad. I knew just for an IG, I'm talking to the members because a lot of the members are on right now. I know what you guys have been doing, and so this is such a perfect program for right now. It's a great change up. It's a great focus. Bite-sized pieces going into summer. Oh, I want to mention too, the only equipment that you need is dumbbells. I do use a band for some of our warm-ups. And really, that's it. I do use a bench, but as you know, you can use options. You don't need a bench. So I also had in mind, hey, if you are not in your normal environment, we're launching this live going into the summer, you can do this anywhere, anywhere, anywhere. All right. Horrible with, Naomi. Naomi says, I'm horrible with a good diet, especially with shift working. Yes, okay, so this could be a chance for you to focus on your nutrition intake for 4 weeks. I love that. I love that for you. I love that for everybody. Nutrition, you guys, super important. I'm also, as many of you guys know, with our app, there's also a dedicated nutrition section that I've been trying to build out, but I've had some delays in my life recently, but that's coming, and this is gonna help kick that off for sure. Okay, so we have our habit and nutrition guide, which is gonna be an actual written guide that you'll have access to. Habit and nutrition videos. So this is the portion that if you sign up for the early bird, you have the option to attend it live with me if you want. And the benefit of that is you get to ask questions. For those of you guys that sign up even after the early bird rate, you still get access to these videos. It's just after the fact, so they'll be pre-recorded. So it's just a quick benefit. They're all gonna happen next week. So if you sign up by Friday, you can come in and join me live. But there's gonna be 4 videos, and this is what we're gonna focus on. So nutrition myths and facts. So what is out there right now that is like complete BS? And what is out there that is solid, based on science, and that you can really trust? Because there's a lot of noise, right? There's a lot of gimmicks, and I feel that one of the things for many that's like so difficult is like, I want to eat right, but I don't know what the heck is accurate, and I don't know what is true, and so I'm going to help simplify it a little bit for you. That's first and foremost. Video number 2, or I should say session number 2, workshop number 2, I'm going to do my meal prep pro tips, and I'm going to walk you through I've been meal prepping, just so you guys know, for almost 10 years straight. And honestly, I've always eaten well in my life. I can remember even in high school and, you know, what's the nutrition content in this? And then of course I studied nutrition. I got my degree in kinesiology, but my emphasis was fitness, nutrition, health. So I got a lot of nutrition in there, and I literally became completely consumed when I started my degree in nutrition. So I probably have been meal prepping even longer, but very dedicated meal prep started when I was competing, and that was about 10 years ago. Wow, yeah, it was like 2015 that I started that. But I'm gonna give you my tips from my 10 years of dedicated meal prep, because to this day, I still use some of the same things I've always done because it's become a habit, and I know some real quick tricks, easy ways that you can simplify it. My meal prep, you guys, takes about 45 minutes to an hour, hour and a half, depending upon how long what I'm making is cooking. And I'm gonna tell you how I do it, and so you can adopt that for yourself. For me, I think meal prep is really easy. I know a lot of people that go, it sounds so hard, I don't have time for it. And I'm like, if you have time to binge watch a Netflix series, you 100% have time to meal prep because you could do them at the same time. Okay, so there's gonna be a meal prep pro tip workshop. We are also gonna do the power of habit and what to implement. So habit, if you've ever read, and I highly recommend this book, it's called The Compound Effect. When you read that book, you're gonna go, oh my gosh, the power of habit is so important. I need to think about this right now because everything that you do every single day compounds, you know, every single day, 7 days a week, 4 weeks a month, 52 weeks a year. I mean, it compounds. So if you're doing negative things or, you know, things that are negatively impacting your health, those are compounding over time. But if you're doing healthy things, your health is compounding in a positive way over time. So what are the tweaks that I recommend and what are the habits that I recommend you try to implement? Because then also, here's the power of habit. When it becomes a habit, you don't think about it anymore. Every single day, we have a certain number of decisions that our mind wants to make. If we can make healthy things automatic, you now have freed up more time, brain power, and space to do other things that are important and that you need to think about, and just make the healthy habits automatic, stuff that you don't even think about. And I really have had aha moments as I've been creating this for you guys, because I realized that like I do so many things that I don't even think about that are so basic that maybe most don't. I'm like, oh my gosh, that makes such a big impact on my health. Here's an example. Every morning when I wake up, first I brush my teeth because there's research that you wanna make sure that you're not swallowing any bacteria. I know, I'm a nerd. So I brush my teeth, but right after that, 16 ounces of water right away. That's something that I just do, but I make such a dent in my health, right? Because water intake is so important. Dixie says, oh yes, okay Dixie, you're gonna love the meal prep. She's talking about how it's been challenging. Yes, I will help you, I will help you. But the habits, I'm gonna help you guys with some of the habits that I recommend. Yeah, these sessions are gold. These sessions are, I'm really excited about them. I'm just gonna leave it there. And then I'm also gonna do a video on top tips for program success, and that's gonna include both nutrition and habits. I am gonna give you some suggestions on some meal timing, although it's not, that's like icing on the cake. It's like, no, it's like sprinkles on a cupcake, because those details are not as important as some of the other ones that we're gonna really focus on in our general, you know, macro tips, myths and facts, but I will give you guys some stuff. I know the things that people are always asking me, like, when should I eat my protein? When should I time my meals? Should I eat this time in the morning? Should I eat this time in the evening? So I'm just gonna kind of go over all those in a very general way. So the last piece is, if you are watching this or you're thinking to yourself, okay, the general stuff I need, but I have very unique circumstances, or I wanna know exactly what my macros should be, then there's an option to jump in for 4 weeks and we will do one-on-one coaching. I work with a lot of clients one-on-one for specific nutrition coaching, and that is because it is very individual. So if you are wanting something that's more individual, or me to tell you, hey, this is what I recommend for your macros, I recommend you do that upgrade for one-on-one coaching. It's 4 weeks, plus we will have weekly check-ins, and all of my current clients, you guys will be you will be added to that session as well. I wanna just have 2 layers to this. There's more of a general focus on nutrition, and then if you wanna take it a step further, I also wanna make sure that you have that option as well, because nutrition is very, very specific. If you are gluten-free, like what I'm gonna give you in the general guide is not, here's what your breakfast should be, no, that's too general, and I'm too responsible of a coach to do that. That's irresponsible, because it's not one size fits all. We are not one size fits all. And that's also why you have so many customization options in every part of this program. So with that, you guys, I know I'm going a little bit over. I meant for this to be 30 minutes, and I always chat with you longer because I get so passionate and excited about everything. So I'm gonna take questions now. We'll be on for another 2 to 3 minutes. So drop your questions if you are here and you want something specific. I'm gonna go to IG first because those disappear a little quicker, I'm finding, than on the Bod by Bree app. But I'll take your questions, and then I just want to let you know and reminder that early bird ends Friday at noon. Friday at noon, it's gone. I'm not going to have it come back, and that is just for anyone that's like, you know what, I'm in, then good. I'm going to give you some extra bonus content. So for those that joined the early bird, we start Monday with some bonus content, and then you still have time if you're like on the fence, I want to figure it out. You could still join. You're gonna have the replays of what we do next week. Thank you for letting me follow you, Bree. Oh, Tony, you're so sweet. Thank you for following me. You're so sweet. I'm just gonna scroll up on IG for any maybe potential questions I might have missed. Is that Justin? Justin, what's up? Do you track macros or calorie surplus deficit? What a great question. Oh, hi, Valerie. Hi. Oh, I'm missing some of these comments because I have to come closer to the camera. Okay, Justin, that's a great question. Do I track macros or calorie? So I'll give you guys kind of a big picture answer to that. Back in the day when I was competing, I tracked macro. Well, so macros and calories really they end up being the same, right? You're either tracking calories or macros, but macros are also equaling your calories. The reason that I track macros is because you want to have the right ratio of carbs, fats, proteins. For your goals, there's also some metabolic flexibility you want in there, so you want to have a good mix so your body knows how to digest carbs and fats. And then protein, number one, you want to make sure you're getting enough protein. I will say, actually going back to Dixie's question about, or comment about menopausal, women in menopause, or even perimenopause, you want to make sure you're getting your protein. All stages of life, you need your protein. Even more important as we get older, because we're going to be losing a little bit of muscle, but let's try to give our body the best chance possible to hold on to as much as possible. And when you're strength training, you need to feed your body. If you're not giving your body the building blocks, then you are, I wouldn't say wasting efforts, but you are leaving gains on the table that you could be collecting if you eat right. So to answer your question, Justin, I tracked macros very detailed when I was competing. Now, 10 years later, where I kind of know roughly what I eat to sustain my body, I focus mostly on protein intake. I always hit my protein intake every single day, and then I kind of add in my carbs and fats based on my activity level. So if I have, for example, if I'm shooting a bunch of workouts, I am eating a lot of carbs and my protein still. My protein never changes. I'm eating a lot of carbs and then supporting with healthy fats. If I have a day where I am a little bit more sedentary, maybe I am editing that day, I will go heavier on the fat intake, lower on the carb intake, but I'll keep my protein the same. And there's just reasons for that because you're just burning different types of fuel. And I like to switch it up so that my body is always staying metabolically flexible. For some of my clients out there, you guys know I will vary, and I'll give you even suggestions of here's kind of a higher fat, and here's kind of a higher carb, and you can have different options. Ladies, did you know that your cycle, your body will crave different macronutrients depending upon where your cycle is, and sometimes there's benefits of doing 2 weeks of higher carb, lower fat, and then 2 weeks of higher fat, lower carb. It's interesting, and those are things that we can kind of dive into if you want to do one-on-one, but eating for kind of where you are, with ladies in general, or ladies specifically, is a cool thing. It's a very cool thing. But protein intake, hands down, number one. That's what you want to always focus on first and foremost. Okay, Dixie, good question. Dixie says she missed the beginning. Where can I find this info? The Bod by Bree app. Download the app, you guys. It's linked for Instagram. It's linked in my bio. It's also linked on my website and YouTube. It's linked on all my social channels, I should say, but it's also in the App Store. For those of you guys that don't know, I really am so proud of this community and this app that we have, and it is available for Apple and Android users. Here's one thing. If you're searching in the App Store, it's BOD, B-O-D, with a semicolon by Bree. So it's your bod by Bree. And then Android, just search BOD by Bree. There's no Y. A lot of people will say, oh yeah, do I search Body by Bree? And I'm like, no, I know her. There is a Body by Bree, but that's not me. It's BOD, B-O-D. Shout out to Body by Bree. Metabolic flexibility reminds me of that dad metabolic diet. Oh, I don't know about the dad metabolic diet, but metabolic flexibility is a thing. So it's good to vary and make sure your body is efficient at burning both fuels. Okay, IG, I'm coming to you. We're gonna wrap it up. A couple more questions. Any good protein suggestions for a vegetarian? Oh, that is a good question. Yes. Oh, Justin, so good to see you. I'm glad to know you. Happy to see that you're still here. It reminds me of all of our fun times through Instagram Lives, right? Actually, IG, if you're ever wondering, like, why does she not do Instagram Lives anymore? Well, check back, because a lot of my IG videos no longer play. And I'm like, I don't really want to put the time into shooting these great workouts that then are just poof, gone. So come to the app. That's where I am live every single week. We have so much fun, and the quality and the content and the integrations, so much better. Okay, vegetarian suggestions. So for vegetarians specifically, you have to actually really focus on your food combinations, right? So rice and beans. You want to be able to combine foods together to create complete proteins. And I will say too, if you are a vegetarian looking to increase your protein intake, you're naturally going to be increasing some of your carb intake as well. So it's really important to find the best options, and then you eat really closely to what your carb content you want to be, as well as your protein content. So I'm trying to think of vegetarian options. I mean, you can always also supplement with a vegetarian option of like a protein, so like a pea protein. Tofu is great. Yeah, there's a lot of options for vegetarians, and if you want to dive in deeper, we can certainly do that. And Dixie, yes. Oh, and Dixie, download the app. There's also the main schedule, and you'll have access to all of the live classes there as well. So that's like the one-stop shop. The app is where you get all of the info, and it's free to download. You have options to upgrade if you want to become a member, which I highly suggest you come join our community. But you can see everything for sure. Oh, fad diet, yes. Yes, now I know what you mean, Naomi. I was like, dad diet? Is that like dad bod diet? Okay, guys, well, I am so glad that this worked out to be simultaneously on IG as well as on the Bod by Bree app. If you have not downloaded the app, I will leave us with this. Do it now. Right now, when I finish this live, I'm going to activate the links so that you can jump in as a early bird member or non-member. If you're looking at this going, well, it makes sense to join as a member because I get so many you get access to thousands of workouts, by the way, in our on-demand library, then you can join as a member, and then you'll be able to access the link to then join the member VIP program rate. It's all there for you, but if you have any questions, I'm always here for you. So just drop me a message. Instagram, you can DM me directly. Everybody else, you can message me in app. You can always email me. My email is Bree@bod, B-O-D, no Y, bodbybree.com. That's direct access to me, and I always answer every email I get. That's funny. And Maria says, thank you, excited for this new program. Me too, and that's such a fantastic way to end it. My excitement level, I'm sure you can feel it. We start officially in 2 weeks. Early bird, we start Monday. We got a lot of lives, we got a lot of fun, we got a lot of results to get, and I can't wait to kick it off in our brand new set. All right, you guys, I will see you in your workouts, and I will see you in your lives, and if you have questions, reach out. Don't be a stranger. No question's a bad question, just the one you didn't ask. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.